Hey you guys, it's Tonya and I want to share with you today this mini that I created. It was super simple, very quick project to do, and it's featuring Marion Smith's new printables called Garment District. Absolutely love these designs. They're so rich and vibrant, and I love the vintage feel of them. To see all of the designs, you can visit Marion's YouTube channel, which is apieceofcraft.com, and I'll put a link down below. She has a video showing every single page in the collection, so there was no need for me to do that. So let me give you a little walkthrough real quick about my mini. On the sides, I have a little dangle charm here that has some buttons and charms and things hanging from it, little thimbles and buttons, and you know, this is like a little vintage button that has like a little shoe, and you know, just one of Marion's vintage trinkets. Love it. And tied on the side is just a strip of linen that looked like an old bed sheet. I actually got it in a gift from Janet. Thank you, Janet. And I just kind of sewed it to the, or just tied it to the side just for interest. It has no purpose whatsoever, just as a decoration. And it's really cute. So if you've got some old sheets or something, this was like a super cool idea. So thanks, Janet, for sharing this with me. I'm so inspired now. Then I just used some eyelet trim and then some of this ruler trim. And then these are chipboard pieces from Maya Road. Love them. They're from that sewing collection. And then this is Prima flower. I had used all the flowers in the pack except for this one, and it's really hard to only use just one flower, so I thought that was cool that I could use it here. Matches perfect with this. And then these crocheted flowers were a gift to me from Amy. Thank you, Amy. It's Amy Worker Forever 123. And I just, you know, put some little buttons around. And then this is just a little stick pin, and I used some pearls just to dress it up. The belly band for this mini is, it kind of reminds me of a garter a little bit. I think it's so cute, but it's just a piece of elastic with some frilly stuff on the side, and I just sewed it together. I left it really loose because I hope that this mini gets a lot of love, and I wanted it to be able to expand without being too stressed. So I sewed it together here so it would stay forever, and then I put this flower on there, and then I glued it to the spine here so that it would you know, be trapped here. So cute. So you're going to open this up, and this entire mini is made from envelopes. And I didn't follow anybody's instructions. I actually just sat around playing one day and just started tucking one inside the other and came up with this idea. But basically it's just 3 or 4 envelopes, I think. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. There's 4 envelopes, and they're policy envelopes, so they open from the side, and I folded them in about 1/4 of the way, or you know, 1/3 of the way, and on all of them. And then this one tucks inside of this one, so you can see where the opening is. So that one tucks inside of that one. You glue the back of the envelope, or the back of the flap, to the inside of this, and then you tuck this envelope. No, it goes here next. This envelope gets tucked in, the back gets glued down, this envelope gets tucked in at the flap, and the flap gets, you know, glued down to the bottom, so that basically this one's open now. So I could use this as a pocket, but all the rest of them are secured down. So I hope that makes sense to everybody. I don't have any more policy envelopes, or I would show you how to do it. And then on this side, what I did was I just glued the flap down and made like this little pocket on the side, used some trim. I fussy cut these little girls out of the pattern paper. And these were all from the ephemera pack that comes, I think it's extra. The kit, I believe, is like $16, and then the ephemera kit, which is the extra pieces, is less than $6. I can't remember the price, but I'll put a link to the store down below so you guys can go check it out. And then these came on the ephemera pack. So cute little index card. Love it. And then this was actually on one of the advertisements, and I cut it off and put it on this card because this card says made to wear. So loved that. And then this is part of that ephemera pack as well. So those just go, they get tucked into this little pocket. So there's lots of room. I could add a photograph here on the back. I can journal on the back, add a little small photograph right here. Lots of real estate, and this little teeny tiny simple mini has a lot of places for extras. I think I wanted those like this. I want to see the dress form. I just think it's cool. And I have the sewing room spellbinders, but I didn't end up breaking it out. I should have, because it would have been super cute with this. And then this is the ledger page. Again, I just absolutely love it. The finished size of this ends up being like 7 inches by 4 inches, I think. So, or right at 7 inches. I might have cut it a little smaller, but then on this side, instead of closing off the flap, I decided to leave it open, and I put this cute little pocket here. Now this pocket is actually an add-on to one of the other books that Marion sells, and I can't remember which one, but I had it in my stash already pre-cut out for you know, just extras that I had printed out. So it worked beautifully with this because it has that little bustier on it and has that vintage grunge look. And then this is just a piece of the paper that was left over, a scrap. And I had printed the lines on the back, so there's plenty of room for journal and maybe a small photograph right here. Really cute. And I love that Marion's other digital pieces will actually complement several of her designs, so it makes your investment so much more valuable because you can use them for other projects too, not just for the current one. And then this is just a little strip of pearls. I felt like with Pearl's sewing theme, you kind of wanted to stick with the pearls. And then this is just part of that part of the kit. And then this design, isn't it gorgeous? Look at that big, beautiful rose. It's so pretty. And I left a lot of space open. This is a nice size for a wallet-sized photo right here. Then on this side, again, these come with the add-on page. And look at that cute dress form with the newspaper ad in the center of it. Love it. Look at how vintage and grunged up all of this looks. It just, oh, I love it. And then this just reminds me of some old vintage wallpaper or something. I don't know. I just love this. Love this. In fact, if I could find this as wallpaper, I'd probably do my bathroom in this. I absolutely love it. And then this was just a scrap left over from a page that I had cut up for the book. And so what I did was I folded it in half. And so I have a nice little pocket there for journaling. I could put a nice photograph here, another one here, journal on the inside. This is another one of the pages. Love this. Love it, Marion. Love it. And then the hats come with the kit. I think they're part of the add-on page. And they're on an ad, and so I cut them apart. And then this was on that page too. And then all these little teeny tiny pieces were on there too. And normally I would use them for embellishments. And I did not resize anything. This is how they come. But what I did was I had printed out little, you know, the things on the back, the lines and journal ledgers on the back. So I thought these would make cute little journal spots too for a little quote or something. So cute. So cute. Then on this side, and I didn't put lace on here because I had the hats. I thought I'd make this one a little more masculine. Oh, and I don't know if I told you or not, but this is part of the kit, and so are these little ads. Aren't they cute? Cute, cute, cute. Great little journal spots. Then on this side, I left this open for a photograph here, and I couldn't bring myself to cover this up. And then just added some bling down here to the bottom. And then on this side, I have one of the Meyer Road dress form clips. Absolutely love it. And then I just tied a little piece of twine around it. And then it's just tucked into this little pocket. This is one of the ads that's on the kit. And I just paper clipped these together. I love how that turned out. See, this has the ledger paper written on the back, so I can just totally journal on it. Oops, wrong way. How does this go? Oh, like that. There we go. And they tuck right into that pocket. How cute is that? So this is just a super simple mini, like I said, and it would make a great gift, I think. It's also going to be great for just keeping some little notes and things for sewing. I'm starting to learn how to sew and maybe keep some little records of things that I make, or patterns, or websites where I have you know, little sewing tips, tricks, that kind of thing. So I just wanted to kind of make something to go with that. And it also would make just a perfect little gift. So thank you guys for watching, and thank you for sharing my album with me. And again, I'll put the link to the kit down below, and I'll also put a link to Marion's video that shows all the designs that are on the paper collection. So thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you later.